That's what it's all about. You know, when you get your back against the wall, there's an old saying that goes along with that. You know, I'm gonna live in my hopes and not in my fear. And the way I can live in my hopes is through preparation and through work, through getting things done that need to be done to improve this football team. And our guys were willing to prepare. And that's the thing that you saw on the field tonight. Their willingness to prepare.
You have schemes and player combinations and that sort of thing. But in the end, do you need a little confidence builder or a boost? I mean, a game like this or a half or whatever it is.
You know, that's the key. You know, to coaching. And the question you asked to me, that's the key to coaching. You coach young people and you put them in situations where they can be successful. And when they have success, they gain confidence and they grow. And certainly, confidence is always a big part of it. You know, that's as big as anything we do. You know, you go out there and you're not confident. And I'm not saying our kids went out there at any point in time and were not confident. You know, it's getting to that point to where you feel 100%. You don't have to think. You can react. And you know, tonight they were on key, and I'm proud of them. They did a great job.
Do you feel like you found
the biggest jump that they made this year from one game to another? Is that what you saw?
I don't think there's any question about that. But again, I think that jump may have started. I hate to be redundant, but may have started a little bit in the second half last year.
Coach, is that a lot of cover too out there?
Pardon?
You guys play a lot of base cover too?
No. We played some in that last drive. We probably had 4 or 5 snaps, but we kept mixing pressure and mixing the coverage. And no, we're not. You know, we're a multiple football team, and that's when we're best. You know, when we can call things and we can execute those things and not have breakdowns.
Coach, you didn't safety back though. You didn't want to give up the big play.
We didn't move them back a heck of a lot. You know, there's a misnomer, and you know, and when we play cover 2, we're going to line them up a little deeper. We're going to line them up at 12 to 13 yards rather than you know the 9-yard rule that we do with our base coverage. You know, so cover 2 is not our base coverage, but it's coverage that we will mix in and you know make a quarterback execute.
Coach, defensively, what did Quan Alexander bring to your defense? It seems you're comfortable putting him in coverage at linebacker out in a lot of space.
Well, he's a talented guy that can make plays, and like I said, you know, I think Quan would be a lot farther along. You know, and he's fine. I'm not saying there's any deficiencies there. I'm just saying last year, a year ago, he got his first start in this game and broke his ankle in the third quarter, early in the third quarter. He was coming on then. He's a very talented linebacker. Matter of fact, you know, in his freshman class, you know, and I don't know how other people looked at him, we thought he was the most talented linebacker in the country. And for us to go out and recruit a guy like that, you know, out of the state of Alabama, and I think he's starting to show his talent now.
Do you feel like you found the answer at defensive back?
Well, you know, it was for tonight. It was for tonight, and some of those young guys are coming along and doing well for us. But let me tell you, there's a couple pieces that go together: the pressure and the coverage. And it was there. It was in sync tonight, and that's what made it work as well as it did.
Coach, did these first 5.5 games, did it have you reaching for the antacids or sleeping in your office
or
anything like that?
I mean, you know, you're not happy. I mean, there's a standard that's been set at LSU long before I got here, and I'm excited about being here, and I certainly want to be part of the answer, not part of the problem, and you take pride in what you do, and listen, you know, you look and you say you can't be, you know, happy when you don't, you know, perform and execute the way that you feel like you should. But again, you know, when we start evaluating, I look right here first at me. When the execution's not there, it's me, because we got a great group of young men, and when they understand what to do, they're going to do it, and they're going to do it well. So. You know, we looked at what we could do from a coaching standpoint. We wanted to go through and we wanted to make sure, even more so tonight probably than in any time, that they knew and understood exactly what it is that they do when there's a call made. And you know, that's what happens in coaching. You put them in situations and they grow. And again, I think tonight, you know, we saw what this team is capable of. But we've got a lot of work to do.
Any scaling back sheet, you guys scale back, which you're doing over the last couple of weeks?
We can scale back a little bit, you know, a little bit, not a lot. You know, I'm not telling you that, you know, we've been hampered with that, but, you know, we are growing with the playbook right now, and we will continue to grow. There's things that you'd like to do that, you know, we're not going to do them just because we know they'd be good. We're going to do them when we know we can execute.
How impressive is what Rashard Robinson's done to show up a few days before things started and kind of miss out on the camp experience?
Corey's done a great job of bringing him along, and we brought him along slowly. We've gotten him ready to go play, and he's made it a lot easier, and we've improved when we get Mills inside as our nickel guy. When you got a corner that you can put out there, and Mills is a fine corner, but when you can line him up on a slot and you don't get some of the matchups, with some of the safeties that that you try to avoid, that's where we really improve the ability to be able to move Mills inside and know that he's going to be a solid corner.
You obviously want that to be the long-term solution, the two freshmen starting on the outside.
Well, not necessarily starting.
Not in the 4-3, but
Mills is a starter for us, and he's been a starter and he's played well. Mills is going to be on the field. The more we can get the three of them on the field, the better off we're going to be.
From your perspective, has there been anything that's clicked on defense since the second half of Mississippi State going up to now?
I think our players believe in what they're doing, and they've clicked better. And certainly even with us, having maybe in some of the fast-paced stuff, having a smaller pool during that time where we can get calls to them and get it to them on time. All those things were factors at one time or another that cost us. Not being able to get calls in on time, not being able to communicate, and then understanding. So there's a lot of factors, and certainly, I think our guys did a tremendous job tonight. I'm proud of them, and it was fun watching them play.
John, Rasco said there was a lot of the problems going on was a lot of individual players doing individual things, and now you're playing together.
Well, there was some of that, but that wasn't the whole deal. What we focused on, and really for the last 2 weeks, a simple thing: do my job. Do my job. Count on the guy beside you. Count on the guy behind you. Count on the guy in front of you. Do my job, and we'll be a better defense. And I think they did a terrific job of doing their job tonight.
John, was it a relief to see an old school SEC game like? You actually had huddles, and there was a pace, and you felt like it was one up front.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, we've been really good playing no huddle team. We've been well in the past. We've been well prepared, and congratulations, we've been well prepared, and it's not posed as many problems. And again, I'm not going to talk about or the reasons why, because we don't make excuses. We just get better. There's a reason. There's reasons why we hadn't been as good in some of the no huddle situations, and that goes back to me. That responsibility falls on me and nobody else. And certainly I think we're more ready for that. But yeah, it was a little bit of a relief to be able to huddle and get your calls in and all the things that happen.
It's nice to see a 17-6 SEC game.